Let's start all over again. Happy New Year, everybody. All right. So
Happy New
this
Year.
Happy New Year, Pat.
hi, how is everybody? Okay, let me share my screen first.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? There are lots
Good.
of people coming.
Hi, Priya.
Hello.
Okay, share screen. Work? Hooray.
Yeah. Yes, nice.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I have
Morning.
I have a song going
Yeah,
on.
almost good night for us here.
Yeah, good night. So welcome to this class. This is a tutorial for the class you're all going to join February 21st with Sonia, and it's about hexagrams and health and integrated with some of the new technology that we're using. This 7 a.m. is an unadvertised session for the people who do use the eductor. So some of my language will be towards that group. And then the official session will start at 8 a.m. This one I brought everybody on because they are on Asia time. And I thought 11 p.m. is better than midnight. So I'm going to start with that. This is the purpose of this is an advanced group or class. And so I'm going to orient some of my remarks to that. If you don't know a lot, because I don't know everybody in here. I know most of the people in here. There's over 80 people who are registered for this class. I cannot go all the way back to the basics. So you're going to have to excuse me because this class is an advanced class. If there are questions, do ask them. And then I'm going to address the advanced questions first. And then if I have time, I'll slowly work backwards. I will stay on after 9 a.m. my time to answer the basic questions if you have those types of questions. Okay. So with that, let's start. I got to admit some more people. Once I figure out how to do it. Okay.
Patty, if you make me co-host, I can help with that.
Oh, thank you. So how do I do that, Mike? I have to find you first, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can find you. Oh, there you are. Mike, make co-host. Okay, so can you let everyone in and can you help with the questions, guide the questions for me? And I do want to take the advanced questions first, okay? Would that be okay? All right. So let's start. This class is about hexagrams. Hopefully by now you have downloaded your Batsu chart from Chinese Metasoft or any other software that actually allows you to use the hexagrams because that's what we're going to be focusing on today. This is sort of the fundamentals of health and hexagram. It's a new class. Sonia has devised this. For those of us who use the biofeedback, she's figured out how to use biofeedback, taking your batsu and transferring it into the language of health. I'll show you one of the charts that we have. This is the chart of the beginning of the new year. And you will notice there's been a lot of brouhaha about the sin high hour versus the rat hour. Sonia is going to explain this in her session, why she's chosen the pig hour. Basically, she did go to the Chinese conservatory, the Hong Kong conservatory, and I believe also the Taiwan, and confirmed whether this was the correct hour. In the 10,000 year calendar that you might have, it will say the rat hour, but in fact, it is this hour, and she'll give more explanation on that. I don't want to go into all the explanations of everything because I'd like to get into how to find the things in your chart that you will need for the class on the 21st. So out of this group, does anyone know who is the luckiest pillar to have for the year? Can you guys guess?
The monkey.
Monkey. Okay. What else? Anybody? You can type it in the chat room. What do you guys think? Anything else?
Bing Yin.
Pardon? I can't hear whoever just spoke. Somebody said the monkey.
Bing Yin.
Bing Yin. Okay, that's correct. Who know who? I don't know who that is. And the reason is because of this.
The thing.
So the reason the Bing Yin is the most luckiest pillar next year is because of this. This is the year pillar, Sin Cho, and Bing Yin and is a secret combination to this pillar because the hidden elements are all combinations. So Jia Qi in these two branches equals earth, Wu Kui equals fire, and Bing Sin equals water. Does anyone have the Bing Yin in their chart? Oh, okay. Lucky Priya.
Yeah.
So I don't know who else has
it. My daughter has it.
Ah, okay. So you can type some of your answers in the chat room. Basically, what it means is that there's going to be a lot of hidden opportunities for these people who have the Bing Yin in their chart. Even if you have a Yin, but a tiger, you will have some, but the ones who have Bing Yin will have, because they have a combination on the top and the bottom. And depending on what these elements mean to that person, these are the kind of opportunities that will come to them. So it will depend on, like, let's say you are a Wu person, Earth person, Wu Earth, then this one means that you will see some companions. You can partner with people. This one will be plenty of resources, nobleman help. You can learn more. So these are the kind of, in fact, opportunities will come to you. Someone's on, can everybody mute themselves, or Mike, can you mute everybody? The Bing Sin is water. So for a Wu person, that means there's hidden opportunities for wealth. If you go to the horse and the pig, they also have a secret combination, not on the stems, but in the bottom. There is Jia Qi and Run Ding, which they make a combination of earth and fire. So you have to translate this information into what these gods are to your chart, and those are the hidden opportunities. The important thing is for you to be open to them and watch for them, because they'll be there whether you take them or accept them or not. That's up to you. So this is a matter of you training yourself to watch, because this year, as you guys know, it's a Fu Yin. The Qi Min is a Fu Yin to last year. So there are going to be some similar things that happened last year. And one of them is illness, because the illness is the illness is based upon the year having an enormous amount of water, and the sickness star is in the North Palace this year. I think I will cover that in a minute. I think it's for later on. So this chart here is important. It's made by a student of Joey's, Qian Liang, and this, you guys, I believe, have already seen this. At least you know where these stars are. The important ones are these red ones, as you know, because we use these throughout the year to use positives to override the negatives. These blue ones are also all related to the dukes, and the dukes are also extremely positive stars that can be used, and each one's slightly different. The one that we're going to highlight for you is Duke Prosperous, which Sonia has developed a activator for the Duke Prosperous and for the Sun Star. I'll cover that in a minute. This you guys already know, so I'm not going to cover it. It's just that these are the stars you use to solve problems. These everybody knows about, the 4 negatives, and I'll cover a little bit on what to do for renovations. And those who use the biofeedback in this group that's on right now, a majority of these people use the biofeedback, and we've adapted it to the Feng Shui, and it allows you to do things and to renovate in ways you never thought possible. I have one example of that, which I will share later on. This is what it looks like on the compass. This is important to take something like this and put it over your house so you know what sectors not to renovate or dig. Usually, a lot of times we get nervous about these things, but usually they don't get activated until someone digs or renovates these sectors. This one here, a lot of people think the 3 is just in the east sector, but actually it is these 3 here. This is the robbery Shah, the calamity Shah, and the annual Shah. These each are slightly different. This one you can actually activate. Some people are worried, like, if I activate these, is something bad going to happen to me? Usually not. You have to have a lot of extraordinary things in your chart and your house for something like this to happen. So there is an activation that Sonia gives, and there is one that Joey gives to activate this Northeast 3, which I will explain as we go on. This is what a genetic code. Sonia has developed the genetic codes for the year, and the partner to the year is Bingzi. You know, it's a heaven earth combined. Bing, Sin, and Cho and Si are a combination. And this is actually, because it's the pair, this becomes Mrs. Grand Duke. So this is very important because this means that it becomes a part of the 5 yellow, because, and I'll explain this a little bit later, why Bing Si is a part of the 5 yellow. So if you have Bing Si in your chart, you are connected to Sin Cho, but you're also a part of the 5 yellow. And I'm going to give you an explanation a little bit later about how that those connections. But basically in the genetic code
Pat,
chart,
Pat, sorry to stop you. There are some people trying to come in and they need a passcode.
They should not have to have a passcode. They should go back out and click the first part of the link to get in, because nobody else had to use a passcode, right?
Yeah, I didn't need a passcode, so I don't understand why.
I did. I used the passcode.
I did. I needed the password.
Yeah.
The link that I sent in the chat
Somebody
is without using the passcode.
I
Can
use
somebody
Just put it in the chat window, guys.
827156. Okay.
just
827156.
post it in the Carl, post it in the chat room.
I just
Carl,
did that.
you can help me too with in fact, you know, the senior people, you can help me along a little bit here, because this is the first time I'm doing it for this group. And you have comments, you can also jump in, because there are some new people here who do not know about the genetic codes and the biofeedback. The whole thing about health is, if you look at this, let me see if I can move this thing here. Oh, okay. The genetic codes is taking your chart, and if I pretend this is you, what we do is it allows you to see what the chakras are to the pillars. So in this Sin Cho, this is the chakra. This is the organ related to Sin Cho. And if you come over here, the same is over here. This is the chakra 4 and the sacral plexus. This is the amino acids, and the amino acids control like the 70 trillion cells you have in your body. So we use these to look what we know now when we say, oh, this person has too much metal, they're going to have problems with their colon, their skin, their lungs, et cetera, and we say, you know, you should go to the doctor and have these things checked, or you should do things to take care of this. This one actually allows you to go all the way down to the nitty gritty, and it tells you what is actually making you sick. And it's related to the chakras. So it'll tell you which of the chakras that you have that are need help. And there is a way that we can tell with the amino acids that when they are attacking the body, and when the amino acids are off, our device tells us that and says that this amino acid is making this person sick. So we can actually go on the device and we can correct these things. These are the what do you call these? The acupuncture points. So this tells you exactly which points are related to Bingzi and Sin Cho. So if you have these in your chart, that means these are your acupuncture point, your amino acid, your organ, your chakra, and your emotion that is connected to this. This tells you a lot, because in the biofeedback, what we're learning is every illness is related to some emotion. So you can link this back, and in the device, it allows you to look through this emotion, and you can actually track it all the way back to organs, to everything, to everything in the body, and then you can actually correct it. This is what the codes look like for the 5 yellow palace and the illness star 2. So now, who's the most affected by the 5 yellow and the illness star 2? The typical things we would say is, oh, whoever is Gua 4, whoever is Gua 2, because this is the Gua of these 2 palaces, whoever sleeps in those palaces, whoever has a door there, and whoever has a, you can even do the Sun Palace is has the dragon and the snake. So this tells you that those people can also be affected by this. And then the illness star 2 will be the people with the rat. Now, if we get down to the nitty gritty, who actually has the most susceptibility of everyone? If you have these pillars, these are the pillars within the 5 yellow. These are the pillars within the North Palace. So everybody take a look at this and write down the ones that you have. How many people have, how many of you have these? Do you see? And you know, you think that this is only the dragon and the snake. It is not. There's only one snake pillar here. And there's no dragon pillar here. So these are the ones within this. These are the hexagrams of this, of the Sun Palace. And these are the hexagrams of the Kan Palace. If you look here, there's a rat here. And there's no other rat. So all of these pillars, because they reside within these palaces, have the most susceptibility. So now that you have this, you know, you could be, for example, you could be Gua 2. You could have a bedroom in the north. You could have a door in the north. You could have a rat in your chart. But when we get down to it, this rat, the Wu Zi, is the most susceptible of all the rats. And then all of these pillars here. These are all the codes to the genetic or the health codes to each of these pillars. So if I take Bing Jia Yin, this is the chakra here, the organ here, the pineal gland, the amino acid proline, the acupuncture points here, and the emotion. So all of these are the emotions that if you have these pillars, you will see that this person struggles with these things in life. I have an example later, which I'll share for you. This is the actual years pillars here. And in the genetic codes, these read differently. We read the hour in a different location than we do the typical BaZi. And we don't look at the genetic codes the same way we do as we do BaZi. So what's important, and let's say this is your pillar, your 4 pillars. So what you will do is you will find out what is the HER2 to the day, because HER2, as you know, deals with health and relationships. So if a person is having health issues or relationship issues, we know that if they are run wu a person, the Yi Wei is the HER2 to this pillar. How do we know this? You guys should, most of you should know this. You go to the numbers, which is the Shui Kong hexagram numbers. These are the hexagrams, and these are the numbers to the hexagrams. The star number and the period number right here. And we know the HER2 to 2 is a 7. You see that here? And the HER2 to a 1 is a 6. It's right here. So what for health, you need to know the HER2 to your day, the HER2 to your year. For health and relationships, for wealth, you need to know the sum of 10 to the year. And I'll go over this a little bit more with my example. This is March and April. This is Sonia added this. These are her charts. She added this for her talk, so I'm not going to cover these for now. So then you want to know what are the heavenly clash stems. I'm just going to show you this. You can take a screenshot. You should do this by now. This is for your reference. These are the earthly branch clashes, and these are also, you take a picture for your reference. You should know these, so I'm not going to cover them. This is one of the things that is very important to know, that every single thing we do must be to solve a problem, needs to have a heaven, earth, and man combination. And this could be the date. This could be the date that you use to launch something or do a project. It is also in your BaZi. If you have a problem in your BaZi chart, you look for the heaven, earth, man combination to your whatever pillar is giving you problems. And in the household, you can also do this in somebody's house. I will give you an example on the using sun formula. If you have to renovate one of the negative sectors, how you use heaven, earth, and man. But all the heart of solutions to everything is knowing this concept of heaven, earth, and man, and how to apply it. So heaven, earth, man is also translated into the 3 harmony combinations. This is heaven. This is, all these are earth, and all these are man. So the reason they say if you have a problem with your sector, like let's say, where is the dragon? The dragon has the 5 yellow. And let's say you have a dragon in your chart and you have one of those pillars that we just covered in your chart. You would need to, if you activated the Shun Shi Chun grouping within your house, those sectors, you pull this dragon out of the 5. So basically by combining it with its its buddies. So when you have this, then you soften the negativity of the dragon for the 5 yellow. I will explain that further, but take pictures of this one if you don't already know. Most of you know this, and most of you will also know these are the heaven combinations. These are very important to know, and these combinations produce this element over here. So take a picture of this. I don't have time to explain it. And these are the earthly branch combinations, and you know this year is the rat and the ox. If we go back to the stem, I just explained Bing Yin is one of the best pillars to have because Bing and Sin is a combination. Okay, so how do we find the HER2, the heaven doctor, the sun star, the heaven earth combo, and the this is how you find it on the HER2s. If you can't remember the HER2s, just write these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other side 6, 7, 8, 9, and the pair are like this. So then you look, everybody look at your chart here. So if we look at this example, this is a Kuei Rooster, Kuei Yu pillar. The HER2 to this is the 2. You find the 2, and then you know it's the 7. You find the 8, you know 8 over here is connected to the 3. And you only connect it across, not up and down. These are HER2 to each other, and these are HER2 to each other, but we do not look at it this way. So since the health pillars that are important are the day and the month, these you should figure out what your HER2 is. Okay, and then the combination of 10 we do to the year pillar, which is this one here. So it's very easy. 1 plus 9 equals 10, 7 plus 3 equals 10. These are how to find your heaven doctor and your illness star. You can just take a snapshot of this. Basically, this is one pillar. The heaven doctor star is the one pillar right before your month pillar. So if you're born in the month of the horse, snake, the pillar before the branch before the horse is your heaven doctor star. If we come over here, this is the snake. The snake is the dragon, your illness star. The snake, to your year. I'm sorry, this is year, this is month. Your illness star is the one following it, the one before. They're both the one before, but one uses your birth year, month, and one uses your year branch. This is now we want to go to this compass. You guys, if you were in our date selection class, you have a compass like this. If you you also might have Joey's Shui Kong Dagua compass. So now you're going to go and you're going to look for the pillars. And so if you, let me see if I can find this person. So we're looking for 2, 7. Okay, the combination to 2, 7. So we're looking for 7, 2. If you go here, you're looking for, it was Kuei Yu. Kuei Yu is right here. Kuei Yu is here. 7, 2, 7. And the HER2 is always right next door. Okay, this is this person's HER2. The purpose of this is you can use it in date selection. You can use it in the house. The genetic codes, we would actually go in and we would click on all the genetic codes to this one. And when you do that, you open up all the, you actually do both. You open up all the blockages to these 2 pillars, and it enables the person to get well, to heal themselves. And so this is the importance of the genetic codes. If you don't have the genetic codes, you don't have the device, you can activate this in your house. And you can, there are actually acupuncture points, and the acupuncture points will also, if you know them, you can treat the points if you don't have the device. The combination of 10 is 7, 2. We're looking for 7, 2. We're looking for, is it, I'm sorry, I'm upside down now, 2, 7. So we're looking for an 8 and a 3. The 8 and the 3 is right next door on the other side, the combination of 10. You would use this one, and actually the advantage of our device is we can activate this on a good date. We can activate this person's wealth palace, wealth hexagram to their day pillar, but we prefer the year. So if we did the person's year pillar, her year pillar is Run Shun. If we go over here, Run Shun would be, where to go? I'm sorry, I'm looking upside down. Right here. So this is a 1, 7. the HER2 is here. And the combination of 10 for this one actually is not right next door. It is 9 and a 3. So 9 and a 3. Can anyone find it for me? Here it is, 9, 3. This is the combination of 10. As you guys know, the combination of 10 is a wealth generating combination. You could activate it in the house. Let's say you want to generate some income. You could use this pillar, provided that it has good stars and the 5 yellows not there. In our genetic codes, you can use it even if it's in the 5 yellow. So that's the plus side of having that technology. Okay, this we've covered. These are the HER2s. Just take a picture of that. You can take a picture of that. This one we covered. So now we're going to look for missing pillars. Actually, I realized we are also looking at the sun star. So if we look at the sun star, hold on 1 minute. I need to bring something else up here. The sun star. So I'm just looking for my notes here. So we did the Heaven Doctor, we did the HER2. Combination of 10 we did. Okay, the other important pillar is the heaven and earth combined. So the heaven and earth combined is to any pillar, and the heaven and earth combined, the purpose of knowing the earlier, the other picture is, you know, Wu and Kuei are a pair, and you know that the pair of the rooster is a dragon. So Wu Chun is the heaven and earth combined to this pillar. This is important, especially if you are doing marketing, branding, you would use it to the year pillar. So if you had Run Shun, the heaven and earth combined would be Ding Si. Ding Si is the heaven and earth combined to this one. So this person want to launch some networking, some branding, they would use this pillar, and they would activate the Ding Si in the chart. Now that is in the 5 yellow, I know that. So you might not do that this year, but you could use, those of you who have the device can activate your combination of 10 to your year pillar. So the sun star is a pillar following the year pillar to solve problems. So the pillar is the branch, actually. So what follows the monkey? The rooster. So this person's sun star is the rooster. They could either treat the animal within the branch, or the genetic codes within the device, or you can go to the house and you can activate it within the house. And the rooster is excellent this year to activate, because the rooster has the Duke Prosperous, and the Duke Prosperous is a money generating star. I'll show that to you. Actually, it is right here. If you look at the Duke Prosperous, oops, it's right. Hold on, I gotta move this over. I'm looking at a couple screens. You see the Duke Prosperous right here? So the West 2 is an important one to remember. And the way you can activate this in the house is you use a fan or noise in West 2, and you can activate it on a good date. And Sonia gave some dates, so I'm going to share one of them with you in a bit. But this is how you find the sun star. You can go for the year sun star, which is over here, or you can use your personal sun star. And if your personal sun star is here, why not use it? Because it has a plus star plus it has your sun star it's like a twofer. Over here, if Tiger is your sun star, that would be you are Cho. Your pillar is Cho. Your sun star is the Tiger, and this year is a Tiger. And this is the 3 killings, the robbery Shaw. A lot of people say they get nervous about it, but if you activate this on a good date, you'll be okay. And this is would be because of the year star and your personal sun star. Are there any questions, Mike? Let me see. Covered.
I don't.
Okay. If
People are asking about the eductor.
What is the question?
Another person said, "Can you repeat how to find personal sun star?"
Okay, the personal sun star is you look at this year pillar. It's goat. It's the branch after the goat. So it is goat is monkey. So this person's sun star is a monkey. So then you say, well, which monkey do I use? It depends on what you want. You have to look at the gods in the monkeys. If we go here and we look at all the monkeys, which are all the monkeys. See, these are all the monkeys. So let's say monkey is after your goat. These are all the pillars you can use. Which one do you want? You have to look at these stems and what do these stems in terms of gods, what do they mean to you? So if I'm Wu, then and I want money, then I would use Run Shun. This is the sun god with money. If I want a what else did I want? Health, then I would look for my resource to my herd 2 or my resource. So if I'm Wu, I will look at, no, it won't work because the Gui is not in here, but Bing is a resource. Let's say I want to do some metaphysics study, then Bing is good for metaphysics to a Wu person. So you choose which of these gods to your day master that you like, that is available, because these are only Wu yang stems. And you pick the sun star, the actual hexagram. So you can go to this whole sector and you can activate here. But if you want to go all the way down to the nitty gritty, you look at these things and what are these things to your day stem. So for example, if it's the Wu person, we keep taking the Wu person, they want some 7 killings. They want some, they got to make some tough decisions. You could actually use this pillar. Okay. Those of you who have the device, you would take all the genetic codes and you would activate these, everything in the genetic code within this pillar here. Okay, let's look at missing pillars. What this is different. This is different than regular BaZi, so do not expect you're going to see this in the normal way of looking at a BaZi. This one is you only take the stem elements. You take only these guys. So let's take this case. This is this person has fire, has earth, has water and metal, has every element wood at the top. So this person's missing pillars are wood, or missing element is wood. And we want the full pillar. The full pillar is wood on top of wood, which is Jia Yin or Yi Mao, because it's a full wood pillar. The fire would be Bing Wu or Jing Si. This is the full fire pillars, the full earth pillars. You can take a shot of this. I won't go over all of them. But whatever's missing up here, including your luck pillar, then these are the pillars then that become important to your chart. And we're finding out, like an example, I was working with somebody who had an addiction, and I wanted to know, well, how do the person has a lot of cravings. What is that caused by? And the person's missing element was wood. So I would need to treat that person with the Jia Yin or the Yi Mao pillar to help them with their cravings. And in fact, in the device, I am doing these two pillars, these missing pillars. We take, let's say this is the person with the substance abuse problem. I would take this chart, I would work all of the genetic codes in all 5 pillars, and then I would go to the these 2 missing pillars, and I would treat all of the items within these pillars. Technically, we are not allowed to use treat within the medical world, but I am talking about BaZi, so we are treating the BaZi. So when you do this, this should help the person reduce their cravings. Because as you know, people with addictions, they generally tend to lapse on average of 6 times. So anybody who has any health problems and they're missing pillars, you can go to these pillars. These become very important in the house. You got to go here, Jia Yin and Yi Mao, and you got to look to see what's there. Is there a bunch of junk there? Is there Sha Qi outside? Then it's hurting the thing that they need that is missing out of their chart. And this is advantage to the genetic codes. We know that whatever's here, we're taught, oh, you go out and you behave and do work that's related to wood, do wood type behaviors and et cetera, but we haven't gotten to the point to say, hey, this is the pillar within the household that becomes very important to this person. So this is what, take a picture of this. So this is that same chart of the person's pillars. We go to, we look at what's missing, and what I did is I took these pillars and I put this guy's pillars all around on the outside. So it doesn't matter if it's Bing or Ding. This person only has a Bing, so I put, this is one of his pillars, and I went all the way around here and put the pillars, and then I see that this one is missing. This is a complicated way to get to the easy answer. The easy answer is you just look across the top, the stems here, and whatever the stems are missing out of these 5, that becomes the full element pillar that they need to balance their health issues. Now, I took this, a further example, I took this person's chart and I put all the pillars that we talked about onto his house. So this is the person's house. This is the blue are the person's BaZi pillars and the opposite. So this is his day pillar. And if I go over here, this is the opposite of his day pillar. Why do we go to the genetic codes of the top and the bottom? I'll give you an example here. The reason is because if you've done hexagrams before, you know that these pillars are either yin or yang. All pillars are either yin and yang. In health, you have whatever pillar is here to be complete, you've got to create this pillar over here. So then it becomes a whole pillar. So for us in the biofeedback world, we have to treat both. So this is where we know clashes, right? Like the monkey and the tiger are clashed, and we say, oh, this is a bad thing, but not necessarily in health. You have to treat this entire pillar. If this pillar is making somebody sick, say we look at it, we see, oh, this person's suffering from health issues, and it's related to their ability to see. So it's the pineal gland, and we know that they have some issues to the pineal gland. We have to treat these, but we got to go to these, and we also treat these. If I go back to the house, so I marked the 5 pillars here and here, and then the opposite. So all 10 pillars are in this house. So this means this guy knows where are my pillars in the house. If I need to, I can run the device on this person, and I can go to the house. Those of you who don't have the device, you know that these are the opposite pillars. Then you know that to take care of somebody's health, which of the pillars is making them sick. If it's this one, then you got to go to the opposite and make sure this pillar is okay. See, here's the month pillar, the day pillar, and the year pillar. And then I look for the herd too. This person's health pillar is right next door. So this means in his house, his health pillar is crosses the door and into the living room. So I can use this to help his health in an activation, or I could use it with the device. This is the combination of 10 to the day pillar. If I wanted to help this person with generating wealth, I could use this one, or I could use this one to the year, his year pillar. So if you mark, these are all related to health and the missing pillars that we talked about. So this person's 2 missing pillars are here. Let's say this person has a health issue, and then I would know that I need to make sure this pillar in the house and this pillar in the house are all good. Actually, you see how many pillars there are? It means you have to keep your house clean, basically, right? And then the relief god, I'm sorry, the sun star. The sun star to this person is which element is this? Rat, the ox. So the ox is this person's sun star. So then I say, which ox do I want to use? I have to look at the elements here and see what are the gods to this person. And then I would choose the one that is related to the god of the thing that the person wants. And the sun star is for expanding noblemen, to solve problems. So this is an alternative to what we would do. It is right next to the tiger, which is here. The tiger is here. The annual sun star is right here. Why is this person's front door important? Do you see why it's important? Look how many pillars are related to this person's BaZi at the door. So we have to make sure the door is all good. The interesting thing is this is a sunken door, so it pulls in the chi. This door is an excellent door because it sucks into the chi. So then we have to make sure the external landforms are good so that this can be an effective a way of pulling in the chi into the house. And this is important because look at how many things are related to here. The person's wealth, the month pillars here, which is the career, the day pillars here, and the combination of 10 to the day pillar is here, and slightly the her too. So if I look at this house, you can see this entire sector is most important to this person because look at how many pillars are related to his chart are here. And this is the second floor. So now let's look at the bedrooms. This is the master bedroom. You see, look at how many of these pillars are all related to this person's bedroom. Majority of his missing pillars here, all 3 of his BaZi pillars are here, and all of these, the combination of 10, the heaven and earth combined, and the her too are all within this sector. So I would go here and I would look at this person's bedroom, and it has to be tip-top shape because it has so many things that affect this person's life. And you see the door to this room is in the east sector. This is east here. I don't know, that chart's a little bit blurry, but the door is physically in the east. Last year it had a 5 yellow to it. So it could have had some effect if the person remodeled or dug. This year has a 4-star, so the 4-star enters the room, and then the room is actually in northeast and north. So what's important here? Northeast we know has the sun star, which is to help solve the problems. But here's the north. So now we want to know, did this person have a pillar within the north sector? And the reason the north is a serious illness sector is because there's a 2-star there, and that is soil. And north is Gua 1. That's mixed water and soil. And what do you get? You get contamination, you get illness, you get, if they have the pillars of that are related to potential cancers, you have to take a look. So this is the ox and the dog. If they have a dog, this is the year of the ox. And then you have a north, let's say they're Gua 1 and they're sleeping here. You see, could you see the layers upon layer upon layer? So this person then renovated the north sector will trigger the star 2 and can get them sick. Do they have a pillar here? Yes. See, the month pillar is here. The day pillar is right here. It falls a little bit outside. But if we went back to the chart to see, is this person have a pillar within the Khan Palace? And let's see, do they? Sin Cho. This is, I think, no, it has Sin Wei is the year pillar. Nope, none here. Here, this person has a pillar. Bing Si is one of the hour pillar. So we know that they have a pillar within the 5 yellow. So this person has to watch what they do in the Palace of the 5 in the southeast. Should not renovate. If they renovate, or if they dig the ground in the 5 yellow, they're directly affected because they have this pillar here. Okay. Now, if you had, if the person had Wu Si and you have this house, if you have this house here, then you know that if they have the month, they have it by the month pillar being here, but the actual palace of the north are the hexagrams that I showed earlier. So then that would mean the door is very important. And this person was actually thinking of renovating the door, putting a gate. And I told them I would think twice because now we're into the year and there's a pillar here. There has one pillar here. And they also have a pillar in the 5 yellow. You can trigger some negative. Then you look at the chart. We all know we can look at the chart. We can say, are there some health issues that this person can have? And then that's another correlation that you can use, or you can use to determine this thing moved. So let's say they had to renovate. If they had to renovate, I think that's a little bit later. I'll cover that in a minute here. We covered that. We covered that. We covered this. This you'll see in Sonia's class. This is her chart telling you all of the plus and minus, the annual shahs and the pluses. She tells you where to renovate. Sonia's a big believer in the saltwater cure, and she will she marks the saltwater cures here. She recommends 4. There's here, 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 here. This one she recommends a sound and a fan. She'll cover this if you miss it today. 6 stalks of bamboo in East 1 and 6 stalks of bamboo in Southeast 2. And these are all the treatments for the annual shahs or to activate something positive. This is the annual stars. These are all Sonia's charts. These are the annual stars within the palaces that we're talking about. And you can take this chart and lay it over your house. And let's say you have to do a renovation. Well, if you have to do a renovation, you have to use this great sun formula. The way you use this is you always take the sitting of the house. So let's say the sitting of your house is horse, sits south, and you have to renovate. Something happened, there's no choice. So you take this and you look for a date to the right of the animal. So that's this one. So this means the sun star arrives to the south in July and August. And the sun star is the one that you use for renovation. You can use, let's say you have to renovate the east sector of the house. Well, the sun star is in northeast 3, right? So this is why they always tell you start in the sun star if you can. that then enables you to override the negatives. So then let's say you have to do a renovation in the 3 killings. Well, you would start in Northeast 3, and then that would dissolve the negatives that you would see. The other choice is if you cannot do this because you missed the time, you go to the opposite. You go to the rat and you pick this time. January to February, this is already passed. So this person could possibly do it July and August. And let's say, well, July and August isn't going to work. Then you go for, remember we talked about heaven, earth, and man. So what is the 3 harmony to the horse? We know to be yin, yin, wu, shi. So the red is a fire trio. If you cannot do this one, then you would go to one of these. You would go to the dog and you would choose this date. Remember, it's one following. You could go here and you could pick this date. If you are an east sector, you would follow the green, High Mao Way, Mao Way and High. You would first pick this guy here, October. Let's say, well, I can't wait. The wind blew the whole side of my house out and I have to renovate. I say, I can't wait. So I go over here to you and then I say, can I use April? I might be able to use April, but still I got a problem, right? So then I look at High Mao Way and is there a date sooner? This one's in June. This one's in February. Oh, right now. Oh, so my house blew off. And so now I can renovate between February 19th and March 5th. Then what it is you're putting your house into the harmony, the heaven, earth, and man. And these 3 are part of the heaven, earth, man in terms of the branches. Whenever you do this in your house, you are solving a problem. Let's say this year you have a dog in your chart or a goat in your chart and you are worried and you don't have any other bedrooms, but the only bedroom you have is to put the person in the one of these sectors, right? That is negative. So if you are, let's see, you're in the southeast. So let's say you're sleeping in the southeast or you are sleeping in the another negative sector that over here, then you could put the person within the room. You find these 3 sectors in the room. You go to the center of the room, like let's say the room you stand here and you find Chun, Shun, and Rat. And then you put, hopefully you would like a door in one of these 3. You would like the bed in one of these 3. And then you could put another object or something that will make them go to that sector. And what you're doing is you would be then activating Shun, Shi, Chun all the time within the room. You could do this also in the household. So if we went to this house here and this person has a problem, he definitely has a rat problem, right? Because his month pillar is here right at the door. It's the only door to the house, in and out, in and out, in and out. And the other problem this house has is this is the south, this is the north. The north is high land and the south is low land. So the direct and indirect spirit is off. The landforms are off. So if this person renovates, they've got a big problem. If the landform is reversed, sometimes you can renovate and you don't have a problem. So this is the, what this person has to do is not renovate, or you pick a good day to renovate. Even then, I'm a little bit nervous when the landforms are off because that adds to the negative potentials. Okay, so now it is 8 o'clock, so I've got to restart with the next group. Are there any questions to this part? And then I can restart with the larger group. Are there any questions? Why do I not have any? Why can't I see? I cannot see the questions. Are there questions, Mike?
Yeah, there were a couple questions.
Okay, let me look at here. I think I have to find chat, right?
Yeah.
Where's the chat? See if I can find chat.
Beth asked, what do you do when person is missing multiple elements? Is there one you focus on or all?
In our device, we focus on all of them, but you pick the one. I would pick first what element is a mitigating one to the chart. Somebody needs to go on mute. I would mitigate the one that is salts the chart. And then if they have a lot of pillars, then and they're really sick, then you got to do them all. It's the hard part of if the person has a very, very serious illness. And you look at the BaZi first, you always go with the BaZi, and then you look at our genetic codes, and then you can mitigate some of the, the genetic codes help a lot in the health issues. I still cannot find how I get to the chat, Mike. I don't see. Is there any other question
Patricia,
about? Yeah, go ahead.
hey, Patricia, this is me, Rhonda. Listen, I thought your class was at 8, so I just got
It
on right
is.
now. Oh, so do I
It is
use
at
the same? Do I use the same Zoom link again to get into the 8?
No, you're here. You just stay here.
Oh, okay.
I started at 7 o'clock because the people in Asia, I didn't advertise that part. They are, it's midnight for them.
Okay.
So some of them need to go to bed. So I started for that group earlier.
Okay.
And those people also use the device. So I wanted to start them early. So if they want to go to bed, they can. If they want to stay, they can also.
Okay, so I'll just stay on and just wait then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And this is how to do the saltwater cure. I'm not going to go over this because the 7 a.m. people knew how to do this, and I'm going to re-talk about this one again. But let's go back to here. Are there any other final questions? If I cannot see the chat for some reason, if you have a pressing question like Beth did, just unmute yourself and ask me.
Yes,
or for the go ahead.
But it's Veronica. I have a question. What if the missing element branches clash with BaZi?
Doesn't matter. In the health part, we are treating the missing pillars. It's different when we're using the genetic codes. This is for the people who have the device.
Pat, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Could you explain the bamboo? You made there's a picture of 3 sets of vases with the bamboo stalks, and then you've written 6 bamboos.
I'll do that after we start this session. Let me finish the questions. I think that's
Okay, sure.
Let me finish the questions for the first part, and then I'll answer the questions for the second part. I'm not going to give the answers to the first group because the first group was mostly Asia, and majority of those people have the device. So, and I'll repeat it, Priya. If I miss it or forget it, you knock on the door and say, I repeat my question, okay? Any other questions for the first group?
Hi, Pat, I have a question.
Yeah.
So with regards to the missing pillars, if you're looking at a chart and the person has all 5 elements to it, and perhaps just one element is a bit more due to the annual pillar, which one do we place more emphasis on?
You don't look at the annual pillar. When you're looking at the BaZi, you only look at these 5 elements.
I see.
This is the core of their chart. If they have this, then they might be getting some help this year. But overall, when you look at this, you have to analyze this whole chart and say, does this person have health issues? And the interesting thing about the genetic code, let me see if I put this person's genetic code here. Oh, I did not. Did I? I thought I did.
But I remembered you mentioned that we only look at the stems for the missing pillars.
Only the stems.
So if the missing pillar, if the stems have all 5 elements, then technically there's no issue. But if you look at, for example, the branches, there may be some overwhelming element there. So do we take that into account, or do we just stick to the stems itself?
Well, This is a very good question for Sonia. She's the one who developed the genetic codes, and she's teaching us who have the device how to use it. If the branches have complications, but the stems are all the stems, that's a question. Can you reserve that for Sonia?
Yes, I will. I will. Thank you.
Who is that asked that question?
Me, TJ.
TJ. Okay, TJ. Anybody else have a question from the first part? Because I'll start all over again. No? All right. So let's start over again. Let me see if I can. Mike, can you stop the recording and then start a new recording?
Yes.